Thanks to the Hall Johnson Choir. Well, gang, command performance is heard everywhere in the world. So it's high time that we dedicate a number to... Guess who, of all things? Adolf Hitler. You know, the German radio says very bad things about command performance, but we just don't care. We feel that Schicklgruber deserves a number, and we know just the tune that'll please that guy. So, here's America's band of the hour, Spike Jones and his City Slickers, and their sensational tune, Der Fuhrer's Face.
When the Führer says, wie ist the master race? Wie heil! Heil! Right in the Führer's face, not to love the Führer. He's a great disgrace, so we heil! Heil! Right in the Führer's face. When Herr Goebbels says, we own the world in space. Wie heil! Heil! Right in Herr Goebbels' face. When Herr Göring says, they'll never bomb this place. Wie heil! Heil! Right in Herr Göring's face. Are we not the Superman? Aryan pure Superman.
Yeah, we is the Superman.
Super duper Superman. Nazi land so good, would you leave it if you could?
Yeah, this Nazi land is good. We would leave it if we could.
We bring the world new order. Heil Hitler's world new order. Everyone a foreign race will love the Führer's face when we bring to the world disorder. When the Führer says, wie ist the master race? Wie heil! Heil! Right in the Führer's face, not to love the Führer is a great disgrace, so we heil! Heil! Right in the Führer's face. Not to love the Führer, he's a great disgrace, so we heil! Heil! Right in the Führer's face.
Der Führer's face. I'll bet it's purple when he hears that. But thanks a lot, Spike Jones and the City Slickers. Next, fellas, for the Tall Tales Club in China, and for all you men who take those merchant vessels through to the combat zones, we present the famous American scientist who invented the cotton gin and then tried to get an off-sales license, Mr. Frank Morgan. And here, as advance man to prepare you for the shock, is John Conte.
Thank you, Rita Hayworth, and hello, everybody. It gives me great pleasure tonight to bring
John
out...
Conte, am I glad I found you here?
Well, Meredith Willson. What's the matter, Meredith?
Well, I got a terrific riddle, John, knowing you'd be here and knowing how much you like riddles and all.
Well, what makes you think I like riddles, Meredith?
Well, it don't matter if you don't. This is a musical riddle.
It is?
John, what is it that has a delicate, well-rounded shape, a slender, graceful neck, has a bow, and is 200 years old?
Well, if she's got a younger sister, deal me in, fellas. I got...
All right, Frank, all right. Just settle down. This is only a riddle.
Oh, hello, Jockey.
Conte. Please, Frank, my name is John Conte. Why do you keep calling me Jockey?
I can't imagine, unless it's because of that racy air you have.
Oh.
And then again, I always connect a jockey with the back of a horse. What were you saying, Meredith?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
I'm beginning to wish I hadn't either.
Well, if you lads are going to be so glum, I'll just return to Sun Valley, where I know the company is
Sun Valley?
Yes.
Did you just come in from Sun Valley?
Not 20 minutes ago.
Well.
In fact, I haven't even had time to change my ski clothes. Some people say she. I'm just dying to get out of these wet socks and into a dry martini. It doesn't fit, but it's a good idea.
Well, how long were you in Sun Valley, Frank?
Well, I left immediately after the program last Thursday, accompanied by a female flying instructor in my new low-wing monoplane.
Wacko?
Well, she was a little dizzy, but a good sport. Wacko, you mean the plane?
Yes, the plane.
I thought you said wacky. No, it's a 1,200 horsepower amphibian coupe, hydromatic clutch, wire wheels, one-man top, and two-way compass. Is that airplane talk?
Well, I'm sure I don't know.
Well, then I can speak freely. My ship has a normal cruising speed of 700 miles an hour and attains an altitude of more than...
It doesn't matter, Frank. I'm just surprised to learn you can operate a plane.
Well, who isn't? I mean, they don't call me Ace Morgan for nothing.
Ace Morgan?
Veteran of the Lafayette Escadrille. Oh. Charter member of the Caterpillar Club and the loudest of the Quiet Birdmen.
Gee, this is interesting.
Yes. My grandfather... My grandfather, Guten Morgan, was one of aviation's real pioneers.
Guten.
Old Guten, or Foots as he was called, was regarded as something but eccentric by his neighbors in Bagel Hollow because from boyhood on he kept insisting it was possible for man to fly.
Well, hatch my eggs and call me Cuckoo.
Yes, No doubt you've heard of my Uncle Tailskid Morgan.
No, I can't say that I have.
Oh,
Me neither, but, gee, this is interesting.
Uncle Tailskid was a great contributor to aeronautical science while he was still professor of chemistry at Pratt Falls High School.
I suppose he invented the dirigible.
You have a keen sense of anticipation, Conte. Although Uncle Tailskid was mainly interested in balloons, he devoted a good deal of his time to the rigid craft.
He did?
In a limp sort of way. It was his wife, my Aunt Gusset, a very wealthy woman in her own right, who financed his balloon experiments.
Well, how long did he work on the gas bag?
Until she married him. My uncle was not satisfied with the existing methods of ballooning, so he decided to invent a cheap new gas. He began a series of experiments which cost a fortune. And one day, when my Aunt Gusset was taking his lunch out to the laboratory, she heard a terrific explosion. She dashed into the room and found the walls covered with tiny spots.
Were those spots the result of your uncle's experiment?
No, those spots were my uncle. It was a sad ending for such an accomplished scientist, but he'll go down in history as the father of the hot air principle.
Leaving you to carry on.
Yes, That gave you a beautiful chance. I'll investigate that remark later, Jockey.
Do that.
At any rate, I learned to fly my own plane at a very early age, and by the time I was 14, I was doing Immelmans, wing-overs, barrel rolls, ground loops, every trick known to the advanced flyer.
Well, do you know how to get out of a dive?
Well, if the cops don't meet me to the back door, I got off. Meredith, and this is going overseas. On my first trip to Sun Valley, I ran into a storm at 16,000 feet, and ice began to form on my wing.
No.
To make matters worse, I detected a slight missing in my right motor.
Your right motor was missing.
Yes, I found out later I'd left it at the airport. Anyway, in a few minutes, I located the trouble, a loosening of the miniature treadle in my intake manifold.
Miniature treadle?
Yes.
What's that?
A small steak.
I'll have lamb chops.
French fried?
Mashed.
Fried, too. What are we talking?
You stop that, John. Frank's on the wing of a speeding plane.
Oh, forgive me. Go on, Frank.
Well, don't interrupt.
All right.
My hand was frozen to the wrench. But once I had the motor running like a top.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you manage to crawl back into the cabin, Frank?
I didn't. While I was working on the wing, the ship fell off.
The ship fell off.
Yes, a dreadful feeling.
It must have.
It seemed like hours before I reached Sun Valley and made a one-point landing on a cheap church steeple.
Now, wait a minute. Frank,
What?
just a minute. You flew to Sun Valley on a wing?
Yes, it took a pretty piece
Frank.
of... What?
Did you ever hear of the law of gravity?
Gravity.
Yeah.
Law.
Law.
Yes. Well, this happened before the law was passed. Never thought I'd get out of that one. Well,